Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning, Professor.
Hi, good morning,
Good morning,
Jaylin.
Professor. How are
Good
you doing?
morning. Good morning, Zachariah. I'm doing good. Well, only two people, huh? It's kind of, 3 minute, 3 minutes past the hour, and I still see, I only see only two people. Um, Let me check how many are in the discussion board. Okay, so today's forum. Uh, Only two people. What's going on? This is so disappointing. I think they are all thinking, because today is the last day before spring break. They are probably, playing a hooky. Huh? Uh, I'm not a very mushy person. um, I try to be soft, but by nature, I'm a disciplinarian, and I don't like people basically, uh, uh, not disciplined. I mean, a lack of discipline, and basically, I don't like that. Um, Being always, on schedule, um, on time. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to be there exactly, on the hour, but at least, uh, if you are alert, right? If you're alert, if your mind is alert, um, people on alert are um, disciplined, right? And the mind that's alert are sharp, right? So, of course, I prefer, I mean, it's not that, so uh, I dislike the students who are not diligent. Um, it's a gray scale, of course. I mean, in terms of preference, of course, my preference goes to the students who are people who are alert, sharp, and disciplined, right? The preference, right? So on a scale of 0 to 10, of course, I would give 10 to people who have disciplined mentality, right? People who are sharp and alert. Um, but of course, who's on those who are on the other end of the scale would get uh, low points on the grade on that scale. No, it goes without saying. Anybody, right? Uh, everyone has their own scale and own criteria. But that would probably go for you know I mean, pretty much the same standards for everyone, I guess. Alrighty, so I have only two people still. Oh, we have Anna here. Anna, how are you?
Hi, good professor. How are you?
Good. How are you? I haven't seen you for a couple of days. I guess a couple of weeks. You've been
Yeah.
busy.
No,
Okay.
I've been attending, trying to do the tutoring.
Oh yeah. Um. So we have only two people so far. I mean, two students. But the class goes on as usual. And as I said before, uh, uh, the main lectures have been constantly assigned according to the schedule. So we already done with the bond, right, by the main lecture. Uh, so even during the spring break, um, the the main lecture videos are being assigned per schedule. Actually, by the main lecturer, you should be all caught up all the way to this. Okay, so that means in the next week, during the spring break, this is already available now. It's open. And today, as of today, I believe this is active. And during next week, during the spring break, these videos will become active. It's going to be April 16th, 16th and 18th. So you should be caught up all the way to that. Otherwise, you won't be able to do the quiz 2. That's going to follow shortly after the spring break. Okay. So let's go to so in the last class we talked about a muni bond, right? So we're moving on because we already know everything about pretty much everything about the institutional aspect of the bond. Institutional, like treasury, what types of bonds, treasury, corporate, I mean, issued by what entities, right? Treasury, corporate, municipalities, and what's the coupon rate, all these things, now, so the institutional aspect, we're done with that. So valuation, right? This chapter is about valuation. This topic is about valuation. So valuing zero coupon bond, and we all, you should know, you all understand. Zero coupon bonds are like scenario 1 in house value example. You don't have any you don't have any additional cash flow, right? The only source of cash flow is the capital gains. You don't have any interest payment. So therefore, zero coupon bonds are basically discount bond. They sell this much, we already know because that's institutional aspect. They sell at deep discount. So here's an example. Bond with a par value of 1,000. Par value is always 1,000, right? That goes without saying. Maturing in 20 years. That means, that's the uppercase T, right? That maturity, right? Price to yield 6%. And I've been telling you over and over, this is the way it is worded. A bond is price to yield 6%, or the bond is selling to yield 6%, or the bond is comparable bonds or the similar bonds are paying 6%, or the prevailing market rate is 6%. They all mean the same thing. That means this is the discount rate, right? That's the discount rate. So then what should it be the price? What should it sell for today? What should such a bond sell for today? They gave you the answer already. But this question is the same thing as asking. So here I'm going to have to put it somewhere here. 20 years later, right? Future value is $1,000, right? And then interest rate, prevailing market rate, APR, is 6%. And use this as the discount rate, time 20 years. However, you have to remember that the bond is on semi-annual cycle. That doesn't look very nice there. The bond is on a semi-annual cycle. right? That means M is 2. In other words, that makes the periodic rate 3%, right? APR divided by 2. And then that makes N, actual number of compounding, that makes N 40, right? 40 semesters. So yeah, although zero coupon bond doesn't pay any interest, but it follows that semi-annual cycle, right? So then this is simply this is the question of what is the present value of that, right? So this is easy. So then present value is 1,000 face value. Now 6%, APR is 6%, but periodic rate is 3%, and T is 20, but N is 40. So if you do that, we come to 306.56. So zero coupon bond is easy, right? But you have to remember, in reality, this is called, this is the intrinsic value of bond. Intrinsic meaning, or rational price of the bond, or fair value. Intrinsic or rational price, or fair value. Fair value of the bond. Okay. However, in reality, the market price may be equal to or let me first, may not be the same. Okay, the market price can be greater than or equal to or less than, right? It can be slightly greater than or slightly less, because this intrinsic value or rational price, fair value, is the equilibrium price. I mean, that's based on if the market is on a long-term equilibrium, that's the price that's going to be. And it is called also rational price because there's no noise. In other words, there's no misleading information here. I mean, this valuation is purely based on the future value, right? The expected cash flow, right? So that's why it's called rational. But in the short run, market is not necessarily rational. In the short run, market is most likely irrational in the short run. Most of the times, the market is irrational in the short run. That's why you see so much fluctuation in the price movement in the stock market. If the market is rational every time, then there is no reason the market price of any stock would deviate from the rational price or the intrinsic value. The reality, but in case of bond, market price would be, even if it is deviating from the intrinsic value, it won't be that far away. The deviation would be relatively small, because in case of bond, there is no unexpected ad hoc factor. There's no ad hoc variable. The only ad hoc variable will be interest rate, right? Because interest rate changes, can change, I mean, the discount rate, right? But the cash flow is quite obvious. I mean, in bond, what other sources of cash flow can there be? In zero coupon bond, the only source of cash flow is the capital gains over time, right? That $1,000 at maturity. And also in case of a coupon bond, cash flow is basically determined by the coupon rate, and coupon rate is fixed. So there is no think about it. In the model, in this discounted cash flow model, there is nothing, there is no unexpected variable that can enter this. So that's why the deviation from the intrinsic value would be very minimal in case of bond. Okay, so zero coupon bond, it's easily answered. Now let's take a look at the next example. This is coupon bond. A bond has 10 years to maturity, of course, 10 years. That's T, uppercase T, maturity. Par value. Coupon rate of 10%. Coupon rate of 10%. What cash flows are expected from this bond? So think about it. This question isn't asking for the price. It's just asking, about the pattern of cash flow. Well, as a coupon bond, a coupon rate is 10%, so $100 and $100 every year at the. So there will be 10 of this, right? Right, 10 of this. And at the end, this is the face value, right? Face value. So it has, the pattern of, and we know what it is. Sometimes, sometimes I ask the students, what is this type of this pattern or this type of cash flow called, right? Pattern of cash flow. What is this pattern? Or what type of cash flow? It's called annuity, isn't it right? It's called annuity. Because it's the constant amount or regular amount paid at the regular interval, right? Therefore, it's called annuity. And then what we want to know, so this is an annuity, and this 1,000 is, single cash flow. So what we want to know is, what is it? What's the present value of these annuities at time 0, right? And the present value of this single cash flow. So what we want to know is present value of all those annuities plus the present value of that $1,000, which is the face value, right? Well, I'll call it to avoid any confusion with future value. I'll call it maturity value, right? Maturity value. Okay, so this brings us to the conclusion. Oh, so then the present value of the bond, where is it? Oh, so the price of the bond, right? And what is the symbol? This is my symbol. This is the symbol I use for intrinsic value of the bond, right? I've been telling you. Intrinsic value, or rational price, or fair value of the bond. So let's go to, I just reiterated it here. This is what? This is the present value of all those coupons, right? Which is annuity payment, right? And this is the present value of that $1,000 face value. This is the present value of annuity formula, right? This is the present value of single cash flow. Okay, oops, what happened? So let's go to the next example. Consider a 20-year bond with 7% coupon rate. Yeah, 20 years. That's our maturity, right? Time left. And then this is the coupon rate. And then it says that if the discount rate is 6% annually, look, once again, this is an exception. Why? Because the wording is not like this. Okay, I've been telling you, the wording is never like this. The way it is worded is that three ways it's worded. One, it's price to yield. The bond is price to yield, 6%. Second, or selling, the bond is selling to yield 6%. Second way, the comparable bonds or similar bonds pay 6%. Third way, the prevailing market rate is 6%. So don't expect any of the problems to give you discount rate this way, right? Problems almost always. Right, almost always they word it this way. Okay. Now, again, it is 20 years, but we know bond is always on semi-annual cycle. M is always 2, don't forget. So therefore, the R periodic rate is 3%. Okay, 20 years, but N is 40, right? 40 semesters. Therefore, if you plug it into the formula, right? This is what? This is just another version of this formula, Because if you factor out the coupon payment, right? If you factor out the coupon payment, this term will be 1 over R, right? Minus the, but then minus 1 over R times 1 plus R to N. But if you, this R is basically dividing this thing by, 0.03, right? So think about it. When you are dividing a fraction by something, right? If you're dividing a fraction, if you're doing this, what is it? It's actually A over B times C, right? So that's what it is. And I don't like this because it looks more complicated. I mean, a three-decker, triple-decker, right? Double-decker is already, double-decker is okay. Triple-decker, unnecessarily, just too ugly, right? There's no elegance in the triple-decker. is aesthetically incorrect. Math has aesthetics, right? Because you must have seen Nova or Science Channel shows, or Nova, um, or on Nat Geo, The Elegant Universe, Theory of Everything. And Theory of Everything is about elegance in math. So if we do that, we come to, and you can see most of its value, intrinsic value, is derived from coupons, right? And actually, $1,000 20 years later, it doesn't count that much, right? What counts more is the coupon. And anyone can, and this bond is, right, what is this bond called? I mean, is it a premium bond or discount bond? Anyone? We have only 4 people. Are you guys there? Are you there?
Yes, Professor.
Okay, Zachariah, only one person. How about you, Brianna? Are you there, Brianna?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Diarza, are you there, Diarza? Okay, you are there. I see. Ukba, are you there, Ukba? All right, it looks like I have only 3 people here. So, do you guys know? Can you tell what kind of bond this is? Is it premium or discount? Is this a premium bond or discount bond?
Is it discount?
No,
Premium.
this is a premium bond. What is the definition of premium bond? Premium bond is the bond that sells, right, if the price of the bond is above par value. That's the premium bond. If it is less than 1,000, that's discount bond, right? Well, you forgot that already. But what did I say? In the last class, I made a very big point about this. Why? What made this premium bond? What caused this bond to be a premium bond? I talked about the cause and effect and why it is important to understand the cause and effect, right? I even talked about, it was in this class because I just reviewed our last lecture, last video recording. I talked about Neil deGrasse Tyson. I still have it. I believe I still have it here. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
This authorization is the 7th such drawdown of equipment from DoD inventories for Ukraine.
Okay. Don't you guys remember this? Understanding what it is you're memorizing, even if you have failed to memorize it, is by far a greater intellectual achievement than having memorized something without knowing why. Understanding why and how, right? That's more important than what. So in our last class, and this was also, this is a repetition. It's been repeated over and over. And in topic 1, I already explained what makes a bond, what makes a premium bond, or what makes it a discount bond. And in the last class, I said clearly, it will become a premium bond if coupon rate is greater than the discount rate, and if coupon rate is less than the discount rate, it becomes a discount bond. So here, look at the coupon rate, 7%, which is greater than the discount rate of 6%. And from this alone, you can tell, even before you find the price of the bond, from this you can tell this is going to be a premium bond, right? Why? Because the higher coupon rate, I mean, what is 6%? And I told you, it's the prevailing rate in the market. That 6% is the prevailing rate in the market. Meaning, on average, the bonds of the same risk class, other bonds of the same risk class, if this bond is triple B or single A, and the other bonds of single A class, on average, pay 6%. But this bond is paying 7%. So what's going to happen to the demand for this bond? It's not difficult to understand. Anybody with a logical mind would easily understand. The demand for this bond will go up. It's going to be hot because it pays higher interest. So strong demand pushes up the price. The price is supposed to, price will go up. But what if, if this bond coupon rate is 5% then, or 4%, nobody will buy this bond. Unless it is, super safe. But again, we are talking about the bonds of the same risk class. If this is a single A bond, right, we compare it with other single A bonds. We're not going to go down to triple B, because if you are looking at single A bond, there is a reason why you're looking at single A bond, because you can't take any more risk than single A level, right? If you're going down to triple B, the return will be higher, but then the risk is also higher. And for the same reason, you won't go up to double A, because if you go up to double A, the bond will be safer, but the return will be smaller. So when you have set your mind on a single A bond, there is a good reason. You want to lock yourself in the safety of the single A class and the return it gives, which is better than double A. I mean, the safety in terms of risk safety, it's better than triple A, but in terms of return, it's less than double A, right? What am I saying? I mean, I put it the other way around. In terms of risk, it's better than triple. Yeah, I said that, but it can also be said. In terms of safety, it's less than double A, but the return is higher than double A. In terms of risk, it's safer than triple B. However, the return is lower than triple B. So you want to lock into the safety of this and the return of this single A. So when you compare it, you don't compare it with any other grade bond class risk class, but with only single A class. And if within the single A class, on average, they pay you 6%, and if this bond is paying 5%, everyone will, you have a better option. Any other bond in the single A class is paying better. So why would you buy this bond? So if you don't buy this bond, that means demand for this bond will fall drastically. If it falls drastically, that's what, so does the price of this bond. And hence it becomes a discount bond. Okay? So that was, let's do this example, okay? And that's going to be our, we're going to have to use our, where is the Excel file, right? You need to, topic 4. You need to download this Excel file. Please download. I told you to download this Excel file, so please open it. Please open it. In our last class, I told you to download it, so please open that. Okay? So many emails from the department. So let's think about it. This is a this is an example that was so Emory Corporation. I think it is this one. I don't know, but let's see. 8%. That's the coupon rate, right? Emory Corporation issued, right? That's the 8% coupon bond, 25-year bond, 15 years ago. So the maturity of the bond is 25 years, but this was 15 years ago, right? So that means $10 years left. This is the time left to maturity, right? At the time of the issue, it's sold for its par value of 1,000. So think about it. If it's sold for its par value, what does that mean? Selling price of the bond, right, was equal to the par value. In other words, and the par value at time 0 was 1. Of course, the par value is 1. And any, okay, so maturity value is the par value, right? If it is the selling price of the bond, right? You know, this is B, subscript B, P sub B. If it is maturity value, that means what? Remember, this is not, this at the time, at time 0, this was not a premium bond or discount bond. At time 0, it sold for par value of 1,000. So it was neither premium bond nor discount bond. And we know what makes it premium bond or discount bond, right? If the coupon rate is equal, if the coupon rate is greater than the discount rate, premium bond. If it is less than discount rate, discount bond. But if they are equal, if the coupon rate is equal to the discount rate, then what should it be? Then this should be, right? Then it should be this. Only three possibilities. Coupon rate being greater than the discount rate, coupon rate being equal to the discount rate, or the coupon rate being equal less than the discount rate. So the third case where a coupon rate is equal to the discount rate, then the bond sells at par value. The bond will have to sell at par value. Okay? So then think about it. That means 15 years ago, the discount rate was 8%. Okay? That was 15 years ago. Comparable bonds here now, it says comparable bonds are yielding 10% today. So what can you tell? Now the discount rate is 10%. So is it going to be a discount bond or premium bond now? Anyone? Is it going to be a discount bond or premium bond now? Can anyone answer that? I have 4 people and no one can answer that. You earn no points, Look, it should be a discount bond now. Isn't that right? It should be a discount bond because it is this situation. Now it is this. So it should be a discount bond. So before even calculating, I already calculated it. It's discount bond, but before even calculating it, you should know it's going to be a discount bond. What must Emery's bond sell? So today in the market to yield 10%. Assume the bond pays interest semi-annually, of course. Also calculate the bond's current yield. Now we have something new here, but before talking about the current yield, let's do this with Excel. So here, I think I don't have the same thing, but here I can use it for that. Now remaining time is 10 years. Coupon rate 8%. Okay. APR 10% now. Okay. Are you doing this with me now? Are you guys there?
Yes,
Anyone
Professor.
there? Yeah, Zachariah, are you doing this with me?
Yeah.
Someone left already. Oh, this is a disaster, huh? It's Thursday and just 3 people. Okay, so let's do this. Actually, this is the market price, but we're assuming that the bond is in equilibrium. If the bond is in equilibrium, I mean, if the market is in equilibrium, right? If the market's in equilibrium, that means this is the same thing as rational price. Okay, and based on that assumption, right? In equilibrium, I should say. In equilibrium. Okay. So it's not a difficult thing. We all know. We'll first have to find the present value of annuities. So it's payment over R minus payment over, open parenthesis, R times, open parenthesis again, 1 plus, where's plus R raised to N, close parenthesis. Now this is the present value of annuities plus now the present value of the future value, or the face value, I'm sorry, face value, that divided by 1 plus R raised to N. Okay, and hit enter. There you go. You get A75.83. And that's what, you know, A75.83. Okay. So did you all get this? Did you all get this? Did you get? Now, so the time is up, so we cannot talk about current yield at this time. We'll have to be after the spring break, but then you must also study during the spring break. Okay, otherwise, you know, we can hardly, you know, we can hardly cover our goal. We can't hardly reach our goal by the end of the semester. All right, so that's all the time we have. So the class is dismissed. I will have a great afternoon and have a good spring break. Have a studious spring break, okay? Have a studious spring break. All right, so I will see you after the spring break. All right, take care, everyone. I will, so I'll stop recording.